Hi and welcome back to my channel, everyone. I am Sarah of Horror, and here on my channel I review movies, TV shows, and other things I find interesting to talk about. So if that is your thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and let's get right down to this week's episode. So it's still Slashuary, I'm still reviewing slasher movies, and today I have another franchise in store for you guys. Last week I did the Slumber Party Massacre, and this week, here's a hint. Here's a hint on my butler. We're wearing crowns, and you know what that means. It's prom night season! Yes, at least here on my channel during my slasher. And today I will be reviewing the Prom Night franchise, except for the remake. Okay, but yeah, I think we should just get down to it. Let's talk about the first one. Prom Night 1980. It's directed by Paul Lynch. It's starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Leslie Nielsen, Casey Stevens, Anne-Marie Martin, and Michael Tuff. So, in this one, we have these four teenagers who are celebrating their prom. They're going to prom, prom night, it's special, they have dates, they have selected dresses, but suddenly someone is stalking and killing them. Yeah, so that is the basic plot of Prom Night. And as we said, the slasher movies had a golden era right up until 1984. And this was 1980. It was still considered right at the top of the slasher era. And, we have Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, as the main character, Kim. And yeah, I'm always excited to see Jamie Lee Curtis. She certainly is a scream queen, one of the best, one of the OGs, of course. And in this one, she is just delightful to watch. And yeah, I do feel for her. I think she has good range. Even though she usually plays a final girl in these slasher movies. Oh, if you're hearing anything, it's my cat. She's knocking down stuff from my shelves, but it's fine. Let my cat live her life. Go Abby, you do you. Yeah, back to Prom Night. As I said, she usually plays these final girls in these slasher movies, but I do think she still brings something unique in every portrayal of a final girl in a slasher movie. Abby. And yeah, and also one thing that I can say that I was a little bit disappointed with when I rewatched Prom Night, it takes a while before it gets going. We have to wait a while for like anything really super good and intense happening. But I think the build-up throughout this entire film is really good. Very solid. The atmosphere is really good. I love camera angles, just the way it's filmed. The whole disco slasher, I really like that. There's a lot of disco and, some dancing, and the choreography between Jamie Lee Curtis and the guy she's dancing with, it's really cute to watch. And there's also this internal kind of drama thing, which is also very fun to kind of think about, and not only this kind of, oh, someone is killing us, it's also, the teenage drama stuff. But when stuff's happening, people actually start dying. I think it's so good. I do like the way the killer looks, the whole outfit, that also the killer is killing in some scenes with a piece of glass. Just really cool, and it has led to a lot of cool posters, pictures, so I really like that. So we have to talk about that ending, not spoiling the ending, just talk about how amazing it is. When I was rewatching this, I kind of forgot a lot about this movie, and then we came right up to the ending, and it's so good. It's just made in such a good way, like how they found the kind of revealing thing and the way the camera just kind of pans up, and it's just fantastic in my opinion. And how Jamie Lee Curtis kind of reacts and interacts with that was brilliant. And yeah, I really felt a lot of emotions in that moment. And yeah, So I kind of forgot how much I love the ending to Prom Night. It's so good. So good. Still so good. Like this many years later and this many slasher movie twists later, I just still love this ending. I think it was very fitting, very good. Yeah, you know, the music is good, especially at the prom, you know, the whole disco thing, as I said, really like it. Yeah, so I think I do appreciate this one much, much more now. I did like it the first time I watched it, but now rewatching it, I like it even more. So, you know, it's a good start to our franchise review of Prom Night. But I knew it would be a good start. I knew it. And Butler did too, and he is prom king for this evening. Right, Butler? Are you happy? Do you want to do a speech? He's a bit shy, you know. He prefers to just stand there, be very happy, and let me do the talking. Yeah, so what will I give Prom Night? I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. Yeah, so an 8 out of 10 for the first Prom Night movie. Good start, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, so Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. It's from 1987. It's directed by Bruce Pittman. It's starring Lisa Schrage, Michael Ironside, Wendy Lyon, Louis Ferreira, and Terry Hawkes. So this film starts with a senior prom during the year 1957. And then there's an accident, and then we move forward 30 years later, so 1987. And former prom queen Mary Lou Maloney is seeking revenge. And you know, she's seeking revenge for what happened during the prom night in 1957. Yeah, so just as with Slumber Party Massacre 2, Prom Night 2 kind of went into this kind of very creative style. A little bit surreal, over the top, and not as serious as the first one. So that has some similarities with Slumber Party Massacre 2. But I kind of do like that they went in that way. It makes it stand out and it's kind of unique. And I do like that they have like a interactive porcelain, like horse kind of thing that starts interacting with the main character. That scene was fun and just out of there and just outside the box, and I like that. We also had some very creative computer effects stuff. I mean, of course it looks cheesy now, but you know, in 1987 it was probably kind of cool. And you know, even if it's corny and cheesy, I kind of like it. It resonates with me, and I have no problem with that. And I'm not gonna, you know, downgrade it just because it kind of looks cheesy or something. No, I like cheesy stuff. And also the kills are quite fun. They're kind of creative. They vary in how people die. And then we also have this character Mary Lou, which is mentioned, and she becomes quite a prominent character in the franchise. So yeah, we meet her here. And I do like the story of having this prom in 1957 and then jumping 30 years later to a prom in 1987. And I do like the character of Mary Lou, that she comes back and, you know, she seeks revenge and she can possess someone. So yeah, this movie does go in kind of a direction that I did not expect the first time I was watching it, but now rewatching it, yeah, I found it very enjoyable. I did not as much as the first one, but I still like it. It had a bit of a, you know, comedic touch to it in some scenes. I did like the camera work as well in this one. The suspense and just the build up wasn't as good as in the first one. So in that department, the first one wins for sure, but still an enjoyable slasher, definitely memorable because of many scenes, many effects that were shown and choices that were made. But I still like it. The Mary Lou character was a good addition to this franchise. So what do I give Prom Night to? I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So 7 or 10 for Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. Let's move on to the third movie in the franchise. So Prom Night 3 is from 1990. It's directed by Ron Oliver and Peter R. Simpson. It's starring Tim Conlon, Cynthia Preston, David Stratton, and Courtney Taylor, and Dylan Neal. So in this one, we have this couple, Alex and Sarah. They're going to their prom, of course, prom night. But their high school is being haunted by the ghost of Mary Lou Maloney, as I mentioned in the second one. So she's back in this one, and she kind of manipulates Alex into helping her kind of get her revenge on the school. Dealing with Mary Lou again in this one. And I have to say, this one it takes everything a step further. It's almost a kind of a dark comedy in some instances. We have very special and specific kills in this one, and I kind of liked that it took that route. But I mean, even if the story is kind of creative, it's just not that good. We have seen this story many times before, and it has been done better. But as I said, I do enjoy the creative kills. We had some acid being thrown on a face, which could have been a bit more graphic, but and we had there was like a fun instance with 2 ice cream cones being used as weapons, which was quite fun. Very creative, just good use of ice cream cones. And yeah, but I would have loved to see more of that stuff. Especially I would have loved to see them push it even further. Especially in this one, because this one already had a dark humor that really surreal out of their concept. So they could have just pushed it all the way up, turned it all the way up to 200, and just, went with it all the way. Now it felt a bit serious in some places, so the kind of vibe and tempo kind of went up and down. I would have preferred to just, go with it all the way, the craziness, because it had potential. I really saw a lot of fun stuff in the film that could have just, if they would have just aimed at the fun stuff even more, this movie would probably have been my favorite in the series. But yeah, the favorite is still the first one. And this one, Alex and Sarah, if I was really invested in them, not so much. I mean, I was still rooting for them, but I wasn't like, oh, if something happens to them, I would be like so sad. Like I would have been, which some of the characters in the first film. In this one, they felt kind of very expendable, and yeah, like even their friends didn't seem that exciting to follow or get to know. Probably the most interesting character was probably Mary Lou herself. Yeah, I think she was the most fun one, and I was actually looking forward to whenever we would get to see Mary Lou again. But it also became quite repetitive. Yeah, that's because, of the story, as I said, and yeah, it just wasn't that good, unfortunately. So, what do I give Prom Night 3? I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, so a 5 out of 10 for Prom Night 3. It's not the worst grade, not the best grade, of course, but I felt that it had some enjoyable, fun moments and just potential, and the ice cream cone scene definitely raised it up a bit. So that is quite memorable, in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on to the last review in this video. So, Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil. It's from 1991. It's directed by Clay Boris It's starring Nicole DeBoer, J.H. Wyman, Joy Tanner, Alec Chadban, and Kenneth McGregor. So in this one, we have 4 students who decide to ditch their prom night celebration to kind of have their own celebration somewhere else. But unfortunately, there's a psychotic priest loose who wants to punish sinners, and of course, he wants to punish these 4 students. So I mean, during the second film, we also kind of got this religious connection where Mary Lou was confessing to her sins. And later in the second one, there's also a girl doing the same, she's repeating the process. So we already had this religious connection, so it doesn't feel very weird that the 4th film kind of focuses on the religious side of it and this evil priest and this kind of supernatural feeling. So this one has a more of a supernatural feeling, even though we have had Mary Lou come back in the second and a third film, which of course is supernatural in itself. But this one really amps up the supernatural things more than the previous 2 films. I mean, in the first one we had no such things, but in this one we are going all the way with the supernatural thing. And I kind of forgot that Nicole DeBoer was in this one. She acted in Cube, and one of my favorite movies. I have to see if I reviewed Cube. If I haven't, then I must review Cube. But let's move on to Prom Night 4. So I was super happy that she was in this one because I had completely forgotten it. I was rewatching and I was like, that looks like Nicole DeBoer. And I was like, yes, it is her. And I was like watching her. I think she did a good job in this one. She understood her character and she did what the character needed. I think she was the one who stood out the most, and also the priest. The priest was good and a little bit creepy. But yeah, she did a good job. But unfortunately, the film just isn't that exciting, in my opinion. I don't know if going with the priest or the religious thing all the way was the right choice. I wasn't that invested. It also felt like it took a while to get this going. But unlike the first one, which also kind of took a while, the tension wasn't really there. The excitement wasn't really there. Like, the only saving thing was Nicole in this one. Because she's the main character, so we see her a lot. And I'm happy that we do. And we do get some good, like, kind of fighting climax scenes towards the end. But I was a bit disappointed, and unfortunately with this one I had expected a bit more. So yeah, Prom Night 1 is still my favorite in the series. I'm a bit sad that this one didn't rise to my expectations a bit. I mean, I didn't have high expectations, but I thought I would see something maybe quirky, so you know, because the second one and third one have been super quirky, so I was hoping for more of that quirkiness, but instead we went a kind of a different way, which wasn't to my liking, unfortunately. But maybe you really like the way that they chose to go in this film. And yeah, the characters, except for Nicole, weren't that interesting to follow. Not really that memorable. Deaths they were okay. They were okay. They could have been better, could have been more creative. Because I had seen this one before, and I couldn't remember a thing when I rewatched it, including that Nicole was in it. So it kind of says a lot. But after talking about Prom Night 4, what will I give it? I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. Yeah. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. I am being kind of nice because it has Nicole, as I said, and it was fun watching her. But overall, I was kind of disappointed. This is the worst one of the 4. As I said, I'm not reviewing the remake yet. I will wait with that one. But yeah, that was my review of the Prom Night franchise 1 to 4. So yeah, let me know in the comments below how you rank these movies. What do you think about these movies? You can also talk about the remake, of course. Talk about anything prom night related. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you will had an amazing weekend, and I hope you will have an amazing upcoming week. And don't forget to give this video a like, comment like a crown or something, and for the algorithm, of course. And don't forget to subscribe. But yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.